Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Hey, welcome to Sports World Radio. Glad everybody could be here today. I am the host, Jeff Escow. We will get Sean Mann in just a minute. You're listening to Sports World Radio on SportsWorldRadio.com. If you're hanging out with us in the chat room or you want to hang out with us in the chat room, head on over to Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. Get yourself a free account. Type in Sports World Radio. Click the little bubble that's next to the heart. In fact, click the heart, then click the bubble. The chat room will open up, and you will be able to chat with us that are in the chat room, myself, Sean, and a whole bunch of other people hanging out in the chat room right now. Head on over to Facebook page, like our Facebook page at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio, as well as follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. Now over on Twitter, Sports World Radio World has no O in it, so it's spelled without an O, World, WRLD, for Sports World Radio over on Twitter. Want to give us a call, 619-663-3715. That's 619-663-3715 is the number to get in contact here with the show and ask us a question, or let Sean and I laugh at you, one or the other. Now, with all that out of the way, what do you say, hey, we bring in that co-host of ours, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on there, buddy?
Hello, Jeff. I'm doing fine. Nah, not so fine, I guess. After last night's Monday night humiliation game, I am very PO'd with the New England Patriots. It's 6:06 p.m. on the East, 3:06 p.m. on the West, and for you people who live in the Central, figure it out for yourself!
Wow, look at Sean. He's a little upset over last night's game. Holy moly, Batman.
I was upset because, I knew it. I saw what you said, Jeff. He goes, hey, everybody, we got to start the show off with the Patriots losing, but we'll get to that in a sec. Weather right now, very, very cloudy and cold here. It's supposed to be very wet.
Tomorrow is October 1st, ain't it?
Yes, it is. Last day of September already. Hard to believe, and October is here, which means the start of October baseball playoffs. We'll get to that. I know Frank will be wanting to talk about tonight's game between the Royals and the Athletics tonight. That one-game play-in game. And then, of course, tomorrow night, we all know what'll happen there. Wes's Giants taking on the Pirates.
Yeah, but we ain't opening up the show with that, are we?
No,
we're not.
First, we got work to do. Our first topic we get to. Last night, Monday Night Football on ESPN happened. And it just so happens that Nicholas Spiva, my good friend and good buddy, tagged me and Josh and Jeff from Sports World Radio talking about one of the absolute worst performances of Tom Brady's NFL career.
Not only that, that's got to be Brady and Belichick's worst game ever together, correct? Has to be, right?
The last time the Patriots were thumped and got humiliated, you got to go back to the opener of 2003. The Patriots lost that game 31-0. Yesterday, 41-14, and I tell you, offensive line was awful all night for the Patriots. They were just bad everywhere. Couldn't stop Alex Smith. They couldn't stop the running game of the Kansas City Chiefs. Patriots do have some problems, and Brady, with 3 turnovers in the game, that's what cost the Pats big time.
Yeah. You have a little bit of a problem, my friend. In fact, you more have a little bit of a problem. You have an offensive line problem, and if that's a problem, then you got a major, major problem on hand. That offensive line looked disgusting last night.
It looked disgusting. No protection, Jeff. A fumble. 2 interceptions to cap it off. The last one, which was the end of Brady's night.
Can I ask you a question?
But
Brady's quarterback rating for last night's games of 59.9. Is that the worst it's ever been?
I would say that was the worst it's ever been. That was so un-Tom Brady-like, because you would have expected him to play a good game, and I think it was a shocker. Everybody would have thought that it was going to be a close game, but by halftime they're down 17-0, and the Chiefs just took them out. And for the Chiefs, they have a lot to be proud about. It could have been a whole lot worse for them. Remember, they started the season 0-2, then they have won 2 straight.
Alex Smith's quarterback rating is a 144.4. You want to know something? Alex Smith made Tom Brady look like a rookie last night.
Frank, that is a horrible thing to say.
What did he
How
say?
can you say that the Patriots need a new head coach? Belichick has been there, been like the longest tenured coach there. He's been there since 2000.
Well, maybe it is time to go.
I don't think so. I think Bob Kraft is still very proud of what he has done for the New England Patriots.
I bet you.
After all, they've won 3 Super Bowls under Belichick. You can't win them all and stuff, and everything doesn't have to be perfect. The Patriots need to bounce back in a big way, and it doesn't get easy next weekend. Sunday night game on NBC.
Yeah, I know. How about that? How about
Cincinnati.
that? Cincinnati, who's coming off a bye week. At home, they're playing in New England, right?
Right.
Yeah. You know who I'm going to be rooting for in that game, don't you?
Oh, I know. It's an easy pick, and I even know who it's going to be when we get to that.
When was the last time the Pats lost 2 games in a row? Come on, New England fan.
I would say the last time it hasn't happened in a long time. The last time the Patriots lost 2 games in a row, I believe, was the year 2008. And okay, Frank, it was about Dennis Allen. We'll get to him in a sec. 2008, that was when the Patriots did not have Tom Brady, and he was out for the whole year with an injured knee. The Patriot fans need to just settle down, relax, and realize, look, last night was a bad night. It happens. Move on to the next game. It's only 4 games into the season. You can't just be saying that it's all over after getting thumped last night.
When was the last time Tom Brady lost 2 games in a row?
It's been a long time with Brady. I think it was 2002. Josh could look that up for us.
Josh, could you go find that out for me? When was the last time Tom Brady lost 2 games in a row? Because I ain't picking New England against Cincinnati. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, look at the way the game goes, Jeff. The Pats had 13 first downs. The Chiefs had 26 first downs. The Chiefs just absolutely
dominated.
Took care of business. 443 total yards of offense.
Well, I'm telling you something. Right now, the Chiefs had the ball for a little over 36 minutes, and New England only had the ball for a little over 23 minutes. That's terrible.
They looked flat, and they looked ugly, the Patriots did. And the Chiefs, this was, I think, more important for the Chiefs than it was for the Patriots. Now, I know the Patriots will get on a roll and start taking care of business in the AFC East. They just have to go back to practice and look at film and try to work hard this week.
How do you know that? After last night's debacle, how do you know that?
I know it, Jeff, because Belichick, I saw his press conference. I saw his body language. Boy, was he PO'd. You could see it in him, and he was ready to get the Patriots back to work.
So what? That don't mean nothing. If their offensive line don't change, the same thing's going to happen next week. Correct?
Correct.
So how do you know?
Well, we'll see. They got to just bounce back, and the big game Sunday night against Cincinnati. Now, for the Chiefs, they will move on to play the San Francisco 49ers. And there is breaking news coming into Sports World Radio and all over sports as we move to the next topic. There has been reports out of San Francisco that the San Francisco 49ers have said one thing only. They do not want to play for Jim Harbaugh as this situation continues to get ugly and ugly between the Patriots, between the 49ers coach and players. 49ers coach Jim Harbaugh says he has deep respect and a good relationship with the owner, but there has been reports coming that the 49er players do not want to play for Harbaugh. And Jeff, this is getting to be ugly every minute.
I seen Harbaugh's press conference, and I happen to agree with him. If you're going to say something about your head coach, and you want to be anonymous, keep your mouth shut. If you want to say something about your head coach, then you better put your name on it. If you got a story, a good story to tell, wouldn't you want to put your name on it? No. All the things you're hearing out of San Francisco are anonymous this, anonymous that, anonymous this, anonymous that, right? You know why?
Why?
Because they don't have the balls to put their names on it. And
well, Deion Sanders.
I don't care what Deion Sanders says. He's not there. He doesn't know.
Well, I know you. I understand what you're saying, Jeff. Came as a report from NFL Network, Deion Sanders, the NFL analyst. He came out last night and said 49er players do not want to play for Jim Harbaugh. And I know, and this is a distraction now.
He's not there. He doesn't know.
Fifth week of the NFL season.
He's not there. He doesn't know. And the players that are telling us are anonymous. They don't want their names on that, right?
Right.
Well, what does that say to you? What does that say to you?
Don't know.
Says that they're afraid to put their name on there.
We got to run to our first commercial break. There's a little bit more with this topic, and when we come back, more sports talk.
Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. We'll be right back.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk on the internet. I guarantee it. Every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
figure it out for yourself.
Wow, look at you, man. You're a little rowdy today, aren't you? I like it. I like it.
We stick with this topic from the 49ers. Okay, here we go. A couple of higher-profile San Francisco 49er players have joined Jim Harbaugh in dismissing the NFL Network's claim by Deion Sanders that players want Harbaugh out as head coach. 49ers wide receiver Michael Crabtree, Jeff, who is friends with Sanders, took to Twitter Tuesday morning posting, quote, "I don't know what people are talking about with Mr. Deion, but we good over here." So I have to say that if this is a thing that Deion Sanders made up, I have to say this, Jeff, and I'm saying it to everybody now. We're not even to Friday yet, but Deion, if you can't get your story correct, and if your story is wrong, then deserve to be the rat bastard of the week. If you're saying he could have just made that up because because Crabtree comes out today and tweets, "We good over here."
I'm telling you, man. Winning cures everything also, as well. Winning also cures everything, too.
And the saying goes, too, don't always believe what the media tells you and what Deion Sanders is saying.
He's not there. He don't know.
Yeah, it's like you don't know if that's true, and he's like making the whole thing up.
What'd he do? Talk to one person in San Francisco? And you're going to take the... Come on, Deion. You got to do a better reporting job than that. You know? That's ridiculous. That's
and
just
then
ridiculous.
Frank goes, has anyone on the 49ers called out Deion Sanders by name? Not to my knowledge, Frank. I can keep you updated.
Well, if Harbaugh's smart, he doesn't say anything about it. He just goes about his business. You know?
Yeah. We move to the next topic. Breaking news. We go from across the day. Last night, after the Monday Night Football game ended, the Oakland Raiders made a decision that was big. Starting 0-4 and being 8-28 the last 36 games going back to last year, the Oakland Raiders have fired. Last night, they fired Coach Dennis Allen. And Tony Sparano today was named interim head coach.
Tony Sparano. Wasn't he a head coach for the Dolphins at one point?
He was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. He was a coordinator for the New York Jets. Now he comes in there trying to turn a team around that is going through misery right now. Dennis Allen, in my opinion.
Who?
Dennis Allen, who was the head coach of the Raiders.
Okay, because you broke up there for a second.
Dennis Allen, who was put in a bad spot with the Raiders. You know, you wonder what the future of the Raiders hold. Not very good. They've said everything since the Super Bowl loss, Super Bowl 37, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've just gone downhill.
They stink. I'm sorry. If you're a Raider fan, I'm sorry for you.
My sympathies and condolences.
Yeah, exactly.
Dennis Allen was 8-28 as Oakland's coach. He was fired after the Raiders, who retooled their roster this past offseason, suffered an embarrassing 38-14 loss Sunday to the Miami Dolphins in London, dropping their record to 0-4.
They stink.
Al Davis would be rolling over in his grave right now. He'd be just shaking, saying, "What has happened to the Oakland Raiders?" Well, look at all the decisions. John Gruden left, and then Bill Callahan, who took them to the Super Bowl, he got dismissed, replaced. Raiders have gone through a number of coaching changes.
They stink.
Frank, you were saying too that you had a theory about this rate. He goes, I have a theory on the Raiders coaching job. They want a big name, established coach.
Who they gonna go out? Who they gonna get? John Gruden again? Gruden ain't gonna go back to football. Are you kidding me?
John Gruden likes the job that he's doing. Look, he likes Monday Night Football. He's enjoying it. I don't see him going back to Oakland. There was a little bit of a rumor, just a little slight rumor, that he would consider going back to being the head coach of the Raiders. But with John Gruden, you don't see that happening.
Nah, he's having too much fun doing what he's doing. Come on, man. Really? He's having way too much fun doing what he's doing.
The Raiders are the Cubs of the NFL. That's what Josh said. Frank goes, Al Davis was not the same guy of the 60s and 80s.
Hey, did you hear the big news?
What?
You didn't hear the big news?
Nope.
The NFL blackout rule. You know how games get blacked out in towns that don't, right?
Right.
Well, the FCC, at last, has eliminated the old blackout rule today. How about that, Sean?
That is a shocker. That's kind of surprising because you would never see that happening for them to eliminate the blackout rule.
Yeah, I saw this headline and it intrigued me. It said, it was time for the NFL's blackout rule to get blacked out. And I was like, what? The NFL blackout rule is largely symbolic these days. Just 2 games were kept off local airways due to lack of selling during 2013, and the Chargers game was one of them. Okay, so now And apparently, the FCC has eliminated the blackout rule, which is kind of funny because it's still up to the station whether they black it out or not.
That's kind of surprising, Jeff, because they've blacked out games in San Diego plenty of times. They even did that. They did that this past weekend, right, between the Chargers and the Jaguars.
Yes. No, the game was on the air on Sunday. I saw the game Sunday.
So the blackout rule, that's a shocker.
Yeah, so the FCC has lifted the blackout rule. So the blackout rule is kind of history now. But it's not going to matter because I'm still telling you, if teams don't sell out their games, they're going to black out the game anyway. So it's not going to matter. But the Sports Fan Coalition lobbied to get this done, and they finally got it done. How about that? How crazy is that?
That's a surprise. That is a surprise.
And last year, there was only 2 games that were kept off local airways in the 2013 season, and one of the Charger games was one of them. The Bengals-Charger game on December 1st in San Diego last year was blacked out because it wasn't a sellout.
In the chat room, here's what Frank says. Howard Stern hates the FCC more than anybody, and Josh added a few things. The FCC is my rat bastard of all time. He goes, it's a stupid organization, shouldn't have been formed in the first place. And then here's what Frank says. I like MLB's new TV deal. No blackouts for ESPN or TBS telecast of MLB games. I can flip between the Cubs-White Sox broadcast and the national broadcast.
Mm-hmm. And then on December 22nd of last year, Buffalo hosting Miami was the second blackout game last season. Those were the only 2 games that were blacked out last year. Now, according to the FCC, there should be no more blackout games, but I don't see that. If a stadium doesn't get sold out, the game's going to be blacked out in that area. I'm telling you. That's just the way it rolls, man.
Shocker goes, this will only affect the Sunday and Monday night games.
Not the Monday night game. It really only affects the Sunday game in your local area. So here's a great example. If the 2 TV stations and the 2 restaurants here in San Diego did not buy up the rest of the tickets so the game wouldn't have been blacked out for this last Sunday against Jacksonville, the game would have been blacked out. So we had some businesses buy up the rest of the tickets so the games wouldn't get blacked out. If they didn't do that, the game would have been blacked out and I wouldn't have been able to watch it. I would have ended up watching the San Francisco game, I bet you, because that would have been the game they put on.
Yeah, the next topic that I have here, Jeff, Josh kind of helped me out. He said that kind of going back to Brady real quickly, there's some other stuff that on your least favorite person, Skip Bayless, but hang on. The 2012 was when the Patriots lost at home to the Cardinals, 20-18, and then on the road against the Ravens. They lost that game 31-30.
So that was the last time.
That was the last. They're actually 30. Yeah, I think it was 31-30.
So that was the last time that Brady lost 2 games in a row.
Yep, back in 2012.
Okay. Thank you, Josh.
Now, Skip Bayless came out today.
He
says, from these ashes, we stick with the Patriots. He added a little bit more. The New England Patriots will rise to Phoenix to play in Super Bowl in Phoenix. That's what Skip Bayless said today.
He's such a moron.
No wonder Jeff gets so sick and
I'm disgusted with that son of a bitch. Man.
He's the biggest flip-flopper of sports.
Unbelievable. I don't listen to him because he's ridiculous. The New England Patriots will rise from the ashes to rise like a phoenix from the ashes. What the hell are you? Speak normal, you jackass. How about saying
an Escow against a Skip Bayless?
How about
debate?
saying
That'd be
something like
funny.
this, Skip Bayless, instead of the New England Patriots will rise like the phoenix from the ashes? How about saying something like the New England Patriots need to fix their offensive line before they can get any better, because without the offensive line the way they played last night, if that offensive line stays the way, they're going to have a very hard time making the playoffs. How about saying something like that?
Skip Bayless also made another comment today saying it will be the New England Patriots against the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
So he's changed his mind again.
Yes, he has.
Before it was the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. Then he changed his mind to the Patriots and Seattle. Now he's changing his mind to the Patriots and the Cowboys?
Yeah.
This guy changes his mind more than a woman uses a tampon.
He's an absolute joke of his flip-flopping decisions. My this, my that. He don't even own the team.
Unstinking believable this guy is. I can't stand him. I hate Skip Bayless. Oh, and by the way, that's the name of my new Twitter site. Go follow me. I hate Skip Bayless. Follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, that's right, Shocker. Patriots can't even beat the Chiefs, and they got to fix they got a bunch of stuff they got to fix, and people in Boston and all of New England are all fed up about it. And I'm like saying, and Jeff would always say this to me before we go to a second commercial break, and I'll say this to the Patriot fans listening. Chill out, relax. It's still 4 games into the season. There is a long
Who are you?
season to go.
Who are you, Aaron Rodgers? Relax.
You have to be, okay? It's still early in the dang season. By the time November and December get there, that's when things get interesting. And here's what Josh says before we go to second commercial. Fire Skip Bayless. I'd love to.
If I had my way, he would have been gone a long time ago.
And then you know what he would do? He'd launch a protest against Jeff and I, and he'd try to boot Sports World Radio off the internet.
Hey, you know what, Skip? Talk all you want about these two guys that rip you every single day on their radio show. Go ahead, mention our radio show. I dare you, because you know what's going to happen? Everybody's going to come and listen to me ripping your ass.
Absolutely.
Skip Bayless, what a joke. We're going to run to our commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Don't you forget it.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Man, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
figure that out for yourself.
Okay, so with Kansas City winning last night, I'm over at our fantasy football pick'em pool group. With that win last night, you know something that makes me even happier?
Mm-hmm.
With that win last night, guess what happened? Moved me inside the top 10. I started in 17th place, boys and girls. I am now number 9. You bitches better watch out. And you want to know something? Hey, Wes, if your dirty ears can hear me, you are number 10.
Wes is thinking more about the baseball game.
Screw
He's
Wes.
probably hearing you, but he messaged me on Facebook Messenger, and he's all fired up and ready for tomorrow night's Pittsburgh Pirates Giants game.
He's got another day to wait, so he shouldn't get too fired up too quickly. Hey, Wes, guess what? I'm in front of you now, so you're conquered. Now all I got left are the rest of the schmucks to get, like Renegade and Ebo and Schmedley and Frank and what's his face? Nicholas and the Encyclopedia Man and Adrian. Okay? Hey, listen, boys and girls. Schmedley, I'm only 2 points behind you. Okay?
Yeah,
2
you're
points
2
behind
points
you.
It's a tight one here.
Hey,
even
pick
though
them
we're
like
already
the
in
win.
fifth week.
Hey, Frankie boy. Hey, the big wind. I'm only 3 points behind you. And Nicholas, I'm only 3 points behind you. And Encyclopedia Boy, the producer of Sports World Radio, I'm only 4 points behind you. And you bald-headed freak Adrian to be, I'm only 5 points behind you, little bald-headed freak to be. So watch out. I'm a-coming. I told you I was coming. I gave everybody a fair warning and heads up I was coming. So don't get mad at me when I take it over. Right, Sean?
Right
I told
on,
him,
man.
I told him I was coming, right? I gave them all a head start, didn't I?
Yep.
I gave them all a head start. I'm a-coming, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
The next topic we get to at 36 minutes past the hour on the 30th of September, 2014, Kobe Bryant and the NBA. As Jeff was telling me before we went on the air, the NBA players are already in their training camp, preseason coming up. Speaking of which, Saturday is when it begins. Kobe Bryant says he's feeling healthy for his 19th season with the LA Lakers. After the longest offseason of his career, Kobe Bryant pulled on his familiar gold jersey Monday and went back to work with the LA Lakers, quietly believing his 19th NBA season will be better than almost anybody expects.
It's going to be, I'm kind of looking forward to it because there's people everywhere. Right?
Yep.
And correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
But your buddy, what's his face? What the heck's his name? I have his name right in the tip of my tongue, and I can't.
Rondo?
No, not Rondo. He played with Miami last year. Now he doesn't have a team.
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen, that's him. Your buddy Ray Allen doesn't have a team still, correct?
He doesn't have a team still, and there's a lot of options available for Ray Allen.
You better get
and
moving.
We've said it before. He could go to Cleveland, Miami, San Antonio,
Chicago.
Chicago. There's like 4, maybe OKC, maybe like 5 or 6 possibilities.
You better get moving, huh?
And I know he's got to be frustrated because he's just itching to find a new home to play because but I don't know if anybody wants him already. I think maybe everybody says, oh, we got what we want. We don't need Ray Allen.
So is that a forced retirement?
Possibly. Frank and Josh, do you think he would work with the Chicago Bulls? Or how about you, Jeff? Do you think the Knicks could use Ray Allen in New York?
Only if he's going to go there for the minimum.
Yeah.
Only if he's going there for the minimum. Otherwise, that's about it.
Going back, Jeff, to Kobe Bryant, I have a question for you. Can he stay healthy, and can he lead the Lakers in contention in the Western Conference?
West is too strong. I don't even. Do you put the Lakers in the top 5 in the West?
No.
Then there's your answer. If you're not putting them in the top 5, how do they expect to win?
No, I don't see them as one of the top 5 in the West, Jeff, just because they got Byron Scott. They lost Pau Gasol to the Chicago Bulls. The Lakers are in the biggest rebuilding stage, and Kobe Bryant realizes he only has probably a few more years left, and then he will be retired. So the Lakers are in decline. Just like I saw back in July, they had something on ESPN saying, are the Lakers in decline? And if I was on the show, I would have said, oh, yeah, absolutely. I say the LA Lakers are in decline.
I think so.
I would not be surprised if the Lakers don't make the playoffs. I agree with you, Frank.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. It's going to be awful hot. It's going to be awful hard in that freaking division over there. It's going to be awful hard in that division over there.
Yeah.
Awful hard. Hey, there's a great new website for all you NBA fans who love NBA and want to find out what's going on in the NBA and like watching NBA videos. Head on over to NBARealtalk.com. NBARealtalk.com.
Jeff, are you excited about I know you were saying you're just excited about the NBA because it's late October. It'll be here.
I love it, man. You kidding me? I love NBA. I'm digging the NBA. I've been an NBA fan my whole life, and I won't stop now. I love college basketball, too. Big college basketball fan.
4 week. Oh, look who's here. Adrian is here.
He's
Better
in the house?
late than never, buddy.
What is it, Wednesday? Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
Hey, Adrian, how you doing? I'm going to say something, and we're all thinking it, but I'm the only one that's got the balls to say it, so I'm going to say it. Adrian, did you get in trouble by your parents? That's why you weren't here all last week? You weren't allowed to be on the internet? Did you get in trouble, little boy?
Yeah, where have you been of late, Adrian? Answer up. I want to hear this.
That's right, little boy. Answer up. We all think that you got in trouble, and you got grounded from the internet, because we all know that you're a 16-year-old boy and you probably still do stupid stuff and you still get grounded. So we thought that maybe you got grounded last week. Just the way us old people think. Right, Sean?
That's right. That's just the way we have our perspective and the way we think.
And Adrian, if you're an NBA fan, head on over to NBA Real Talk. You'll love the killer videos over there, man. You'll love that site. That's a killer site there. NBA Real Talk for all you NBA fans.
Oh, he goes, sorry about that, guys. I've been in and out of the hospital. I had to get a whole bunch of blood work taken and stuff.
Oh, my Lord. What the hell's going on with you there, buddy? I hope everything is okay.
Hope you're all right there, Adrian.
Yeah, I hope taking the bet didn't cause you to have some, get sick and stuff, I know that you're afraid to shave your head, but that's going to happen anyway. Even though Baltimore did win. Oh, and Adrian, we were talking about it a little bit, and I want you to know this. Remember 2 weeks ago when I was like in 17th place in our Pick'em League? Well, there, little boy, I am now in 9th place. And I am only 5 points away from you, and I am coming for you so hard, you better watch out. Just to let you know.
Week number 5 of the NFL starts on Thursday night. Frank, Jeff, and I will be previewing, along with everybody else, the game between the Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers, the old NFC rivalry.
The old NFC rivalry?
It's an old rivalry between those NFC North rivals.
Hey, Adrian, on a serious note, we hope everything is okay with you, buddy. We hope all the blood work and everything comes out okay, pal. Yes, you are still in first, but guess what? Jeff is breathing down your neck, and he's coming hard, so watch out. When I put my mind to something, you're in trouble, my friend. And my mind is I want to take over this league and be in first place, so I'm coming. So watch out. Sorry, Sean.
Oh, that's fine. We keep going on. The NBA, of course, continuing. We kind of go back to the NFL. Jerry Jones came out again, and he said this. He said, the offense is ahead of my expectations. Jerry Jones showed humility this offseason when laying the foundation of expectations for the Cowboys, using phrases like, quote, uphill battle and challenge. But after a 3-1 start, including a 38-17 trouncing of the Saints on Sunday, the tone has changed. He goes, quote, here's what he says, Jeff. He goes, we were downplaying expectations for the reasons that, look, what we were trying to do to build that defense, and we really hadn't seen Zach Martin, for instance, in the summer, said Jones with Shan and RJ on 103.5 The Fan in Dallas. He goes, quote, there were some parts we hadn't seen, but now he is a believer and happy after being 3-1.
Oh, my God. I'm so disgusted by that guy.
Jerry Jones, just another Skip Bayless there, Jeff?
Yeah, he makes me angry. You know that?
He
Jerry
was
Jones?
Smiling on Sunday. Josh even sent me on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, but what's going to happen to him? What's going to happen to him when he loses to Philadelphia and when he loses to the freaking Giants? What is he going to say then?
He will be very quiet.
I know. So I take him like I pour salt on my tea or I pour salt on my steak. I'm sorry, not my tea, my steak. With a grain of salt because he's you know what? He's like Skip Bayless. He's wishy-washy. That's exactly what he is. He's wishy-washy. Because one day he thinks that his quarterback is the best, and one day he thinks his offense is the best, and then when they lose, it's, oh, man, we had a tough time. Our offensive line couldn't do this. We couldn't do that. Our offense needs to improve this and that. Make up your freaking mind.
He's all happy because his team is winning. We'll just see how well the Cowboys can keep this up. That's the big question that you, Nick, and I discussed yesterday, Jeff.
Who have they played?
The first 4 weeks, they played the 49ers in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
They played the Titans in week 2.
Mm-hmm.
They played, of course, the Saints last weekend. I'm looking up what the other team that they played. Taking a look here.
And they're 3-1, right?
Cowboys in the first 4 weeks. They played the 49ers, lost 28-17.
Right.
They beat the Titans 26-10. They came back from 21 points down
St.
to beat
Louis.
the Rams.
Okay. And then they played the Saints.
Yep.
All right? So think about it. Who have they played? They lost to
the teams that are below 500.
They're bada bing, bada boom. Thank you very much. What are they going to do when they play teams that are above 500 and lose? What is he going to say then?
He'll be upset, and you'll see expletives, and you'll see him be very frustrated that he didn't get the job done.
Keep an eye on that for me, Sean. Keep an eye on that for me. The teams that they beat, the Cowboys beat, you too, Josh, for me, please. The teams that the Cowboys beat, what's their record? Is it better than 500 or below 500? Okay, okay. The teams that they've beaten, all their records are below 500. Correct?
Correct.
Freaking morons, Jerry Jones. Can't
Ready to go to the first update?
Why don't you play a wait till you play a team that's better than 500, and then talk when you beat them. Until then, keep your mouth shut. Let's run to our first update of the day. This update is brought to you by shirtshopper.net. Hey, listen. Hold on one second. Hey, listen, shirtshopper.net. You need a T-shirt. You need an NFL T-shirt. You need an NBA T-shirt. Head on over to shirtshopper.net and get your any T-shirt you want today from shirtshopper.net. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio on the last day of September, the 30th of September, 6:48 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 3:48 p.m. on the West. Monday Night Football, very easy game for the Chiefs. They just demolished, destroyed, and trounced the New England Patriots 41-14. That concludes all of week number 4. Week 5, as I pointed out, starts on Thursday night. It'll be Minnesota at Green Bay. In Major League Baseball, it doesn't get better than this. With it being the last day of September and the extra wild card and the postseason scheduled to start tomorrow, we got a great game already not in progress, but will be in progress in about an hour. It will be the Kansas City Royals hosting the Oakland Athletics.
Go, Royals, go!
This is about as big a sporting event for the Royals and for that team and for the whole city since the George Brett days. The last time the Royals even hosted a playoff game, back to Game 7 of 1985. Now, 29 years later, after that long drought ended, they finally get some playoff baseball. For the Oakland Athletics, it'll be John Lester throwing for the Athletics and starting tonight's game against 14-8 winner James Shields. This game starts at 8:07 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time. In the NHL, 7 games for the preseason. Islanders at Bruins, Rangers at Flyers, Hurricanes at Blues, Senators at Jets, Lightning at Stars, Avalanche at Flames, and Kings at Sharks. That's our first update for Sports Radio. The update was brought to you by shirtshopper.net. When we come back, more sports talk, and don't forget, in the top of the hour, Frank Sprankle will come on for his sports perspective. Be right back after the commercial.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Pascal, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2-hour sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific, and I don't know if you live in the Central.
Oh, figure it out for yourself.
You're a mean son of a bitch, aren't you?
And Wes goes, "Hey, Frank, hit some up with Pirates talk. Let's get Jeff PO'd."
Hey, Wes, I told you on Facebook I was being, you know what, I was throwing you a bone, and this is what you do? You come into my show, and this is how you act?
Oh.
Okay, you know what? My friend, one of my ex-partners, and when I was living in Kansas City, I was doing a show, and one of my ex-partners in Kansas City is a Pittsburgh Pirate fan like you wouldn't believe. A Pittsburgh Steeler fan, a Pittsburgh Penguin. He's just like Wes. It used to drive me nuts. That's why I hate Pittsburgh. Now I remember. That's why I hate Pittsburgh. Because that guy used to drive me nuts listening to him talk about Pittsburgh all the time. I hated it. He's going to the game tomorrow.
And the game is on ESPN,
He's
Wes.
going
so
to the
that's
game
good to
tomorrow.
Keep you updated about what time it starts.
Wes.
Now he comes in. He's all happy, saying, "Let's go Pirates."
Yeah,
Get
screw the
Jeff
bird.
upset.
Hey, Wes, I'm going to try and have him call in from before, because we do the show before the game starts, and he's going to be at the stadium while we're on the air. I'm I'm going to try and have him call in from, what's the name of that freaking place?
PNC Park.
From PNC Park. Have him call in and talk to us while he's there. Give us a little indication of what the atmosphere is like over there.
And I'm sure it's going to be a loud atmosphere, no doubt about it, because remember, last year the Pirates played a one-game play-in game, and that was against the Cincinnati Reds. They blew them out. I believe it was 6-1 in that game.
I'm glad you got it right, Sean.
Cardinals on.
I'm glad you got it right, Sean. The play-in game. Pittsburgh Pirates haven't made the playoffs yet until they win tomorrow night, or if they win tomorrow night. If they win, then they make the playoffs. If they lose, then they make the playoffs. They made the play-in game. Get it right, bitches. It's the play-in game.
And I tell you, it's going to be amazing. I'll be thinking of Barry Bonds a little bit. Steroid boy Bonds, as you call him, Jeff, because he started his career with the Pirates and he went to the Giants.
Well, I hate to tell you, but the best move the Pirates ever made was getting rid of that dude.
Yeah, but then it was 21 straight years of misery for the Pirates when they just couldn't win anything.
I would rather have that than have to deal with the Barry Bonds situation. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. How you see? I know damn well Wes is gonna like what I'm gonna say. Hey Wes, would you like to see the Kansas City Royals and the Pittsburgh Pirates in the World Series? Would you like to see that? The Kansas City Royals and the Pittsburgh Pirates in the World Series. I know you'd like to see. Sean, would you like to see that?
That would be cool to see that, a Midwest against an East Coast World Series. He says he'd love it.
I know he would love it because his Pirates are in there. That's what I want to see, Shocker. The Royals and the Cardinals. That's exactly what I want to see.
Fall Classic.
That's exactly what I want to see. The Royals and the Cardinals. Missouri would blow up.
Well, how about, like I've always said, how about this matchup? Orioles and the Nationals, Jeff?
Nah, I don't want the Nationals.
Because it gets too cold there on the East Coast. You have to dress warm for it.
Okay, speaking of that, let me say something to you. Baseball season's over. Correct?
That's right. Ended on Sunday.
Baseball season's over. Who's your National League Manager of the Year? There's only one choice.
Matt Williams.
Exactly right.
Matt Williams, because he's done a sensational job. First-year manager,
right.
And look at the work he has done with the Nationals.
Exactly right. I agree 100%. There's only one choice. In the American League, who you picking? There's two as far as I'm concerned.
You know what? American League, Jeff, I'm going to go with Ned Yost.
Oh, my. Damn, you're reading my mind. And this is right off the cuff. We didn't plan this, right? Right? This is right off the cuff. We did not plan this at all, correct?
No, we didn't plan it at all.
Right? Exactly. It's either going to be Ned Yost or it's going to be Baltimore. What the heck's his name?
Buck Showalter.
Buck Showalter. Thank you. It's one of those two guys from or you know something? Or you could throw in Mike Scioscia in there too for the Angels because they did a hell of a job taking over the West, didn't they?
Mike Scioscia is an incredible manager.
They did a hell of a job taking over the West, right? And you might, and you want to know something? I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but you might even want to throw in Brasmus in there for the Manager of the Year for Detroit too as well. Correct?
Yeah, that's another possibility because he took over for Jim Leland last year.
Yeah, yes. This is his first year, and he made the playoffs, right?
First year, yep, made the playoffs, and a lot of people, I didn't even think that maybe expectations would be very good for the Tigers, but they still got that great starting pitching.
They won the division. They won the division, right?
They won the division over the Royals and held them off, and of course, question is going to be when they play Baltimore and throughout the playoffs, can Verlander get back to the Justin Verlander we've seen?
Got to throw him a bone, right? You got to throw him a bone. It's going to be a tough choice for the Riders this year. Look at Wes. Clint Hurdle takes the Bucks to the playoffs 2 years in a row. So what? He won it last year. Let me ask you a question, Wes. When was the last time the Nationals made the playoffs? Made the playoffs. The Bucks are not in the playoffs yet. You know something? Clint Turtle has taken them to the play-in game 2 years in a row. That's what he's done. The Nationals haven't made the playoffs since when they were the Expos, if ever. Okay? You got to throw some props to Matt Williams' way. They won the freaking division. The Pittsburgh Pirates didn't.
Hey, give it to him again. This team has no bats. That's what it says. That's what Wes says.
Give it to him again. This team has no bats. They won the National League East, you jackass.
And he says no money.
They're doing it without money. How about that?
And injuries. That's what he's hitting Jeff with.
And they're doing it with injuries.
Unbelievable, Wes. Jeez.
They got no money. They got injuries. They got what? How many years has Matt Williams been there? Is this his first year there?
This is his first year.
First year head coach. First year head coach wins the division in the National League East.
Yeah, don't worry, Frank. We'll get to break. Another thing that Wes also pointed out, I wanted to mention to all of you, Thursday, whatever the outcome is from tomorrow night's game, Wes says he plans to show up tomorrow on Thursday to bring it on.
I won't believe it until I see it. And on that note, we're going to run to our top of the hour break. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Frank Sprinkle to come. We'll be right back.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Have you ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Man, there's some major arguing going on hold while you guys are listening to commercials. I'm just wailing on Frank. Frank's wailing on me. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Frank Sprinkle, the big wind, joining us right now. What's going on, buddy?
Oh my goodness, I am on baseball cloud 9 right now.
Shut up.
Because you know what? I'm going to tell you. I know you two do not like the one game
that's the
playoff.
most stupidest thing ever.
Major League Baseball knocked it out of the park with these one game playoffs. The wild card should listen. If you're going to make the playoffs, if you're going to go to a division series as a wild card, you should have to earn it. Only the division winner should have the right to go on to the division series. If you get the wild card, then guess what? Only fair there's a play-in game.
A play-in game. You just said it yourself. Thank you very much. It's a play-in game. Thank you very much.
Play-in game, but hold on.
Nope, done.
Nope, game. It's not game 163.
You said it yourself. It's a play-in game. Done. You said it yourself.
All right, let me ask you this. Dude, I can't playoffs.
It's a play-in game.
It's playoffs.
It's not a playoff game. It's not a playoff game. It's a play-in game to see who goes to the playoffs to play in the playoffs.
Okay, let me ask you. I know Sean.
No, I don't.
Stances on this.
No,
what
I
about
don't.
You, Jeff?
I can't stand the play-in game. I can't stand it. It's stupid.
Oh, look at the great memories that have been associated with the one-game playoffs. Now, notably, these have been 163. Okay, I'm going to mention Bucky.
They should
Bucky
do it for
frickin' Dent.
teams that are tied.
Bucky frickin' Dent.
Oh, please.
That was. I hate to tell you, that wasn't a game like it is today.
No, that was technically a regular season game, but the point is, look at the mentality. Look at the excitement.
I don't give a flying fig Newton.
The interest that the
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. If it wasn't for the second wild card, freaking Pittsburgh Pirates wouldn't have a chance to get into the playoffs. Because that's the only way they can get in. It's the only way they can get in. They can't win the damn division because they're not good enough.
Well, hey, I'll tell you this. It's going to be a great game tomorrow in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a great game tonight in Kansas City.
Let's get to that. Okay, next topic we get
I love
to,
you guys.
Frank. American League tonight on TBS. I'll be watching the whole game tonight. I'm sure we all will be watching the whole game tonight. Kansas City Royals have not played a playoff game since 1985, the World Series against the Cardinals. 29 years later, they are back in the playoffs, the best thing since the George Brett era. You know what? Easy pick for me. I'm going with the Kansas City Royals. I don't care what those stinking experts say by saying that the Oakland Athletics are going to win. The Athletics did not finish the season up strong. Their chances are not good tonight. I think the crowd's going to be into it. Kansas City's going to be rocking tonight.
Go ahead, Frank.
Let me say this. I've been talking about my so-called man cave, which I would love to turn into a sports bar called Frank's Tank. If there were anybody wearing Royals or A's apparel, being that your team is playing tonight, you get on one beer 50% off. Now, I want to go into the game yourself. I am going to take the Kansas City Royals here tonight. The Oakland A's should have won this division. They should have not been playing in this one-game playoff. They have faltered down the stretch. And as a result, they have to go into Kansas City. It's going to be a hostile environment. And I want to ask you this, Sean. Is it the reason why you're going for the Royals here? I want to know why. Is it have to do with the fact? Does that have to do with John Lester? The fact that he's not pitching for the Red Sox anymore?
I think, Frank, good question. It's because I used to live in Kansas. I used to live there. Jeff used to live in Kansas City. I got family that lives in Lee Summit. So I've been texting back with them back and forth. And so they said, this is like, they're saying the place is going nuts. They're going crazy because
it's a holiday.
Because it's finally come true that the Royals finally ended 29 years just of rebuilding after rebuilding after rebuilding. And that baseball was gone from Kansas City. And you think of great players like George Brett. And, of course, they told me in Kansas City, when I used to live in Kansas, that George Brett was still, to this day, the big name. He's in the Royals clubhouse. He follows the Royals. You know, it's a big thing. And even when I used to live in Kansas, Frank, and they said for people who lived through the decade of the 70s and 80s, they said the Royals were huge. They were the big thing back then. They were winning in the 70s, and they were in the 80s. And you can't ever forget, and Jeff, I know you remember this, and Frank, I know you remember this, the Royals and the Yankees. Remember how big that rivalry was?
From 1976 to 1980, that was the most intense rivalry in baseball. I'll be honest, outside of even the Red Sox, Yankees, and yes, we know about the one-game playoff. They had many memorable matchups in that time, the Red Sox and Yankees, but that was more intense than the Red Sox and Yankees at the time.
Jeff, what did you think? Royals, this is like the big thing since the 70s and 80s for Kansas City.
I think the Royals are going to win tonight. That place.
I think so too.
Play,
here's what's going to happen.
That place better be sold out.
I think John Lester is going to give the A's 6 quality innings. However, the Royal Bats, they come alive in the late innings. For some reason, I don't see Lester having a lot or having enough in the late innings.
And, you know, the Royals, too, Frank and Jeff, they have the right man going for them. James Shields, who's a really good ace. He's got playoff experience with the Rays. He's the right man to go for that team. So that's why the Royals have a very good chance tonight to win this. I can't wait when the show gets over, turn on TBS, and just see that playoff atmosphere that Kansas City's been missing for a long time for baseball.
Can I tell you guys something that's kind of odd here? And all right, say what you want about this being the postseason, and I consider this to be the postseason. If you think differently, that's your choice. However, how odd is it, Sean? You're not going to like this, that we are seeing the Royals play after Game 162 and not the Red Sox or the Yankees. Think about it.
You know, that's a good question too, Frank. I think everybody's talked about how weird it is that here it is, the start of the postseason today. But even though it's the play-in game, because you have to win to get into the postseason.
Say what you want. Doesn't matter. Red Sox or Yankees are in it.
You know what? I think in reality, I think it was expected that there was going to be a day when those two superpower teams, the Red Sox and the Yankees, were both not going to be in the playoffs. And Jeff likes it. Josh likes it. I'm sure, Frank, you like it, and Wes likes it, because everybody was like saying, I said, look, we had to deal with it for 18 straight years where it was always both the Red Sox or Yankees in the playoffs, or it was always Red Sox in, Yankees out, or Yankees in, or Red Sox out.
Red Sox, Yankees, both out, Royals in. And not only that, too, take a look at the pitching matchups. Yes, you got John Lester, postseason experience. What about James Shields? Postseason experience with Tampa Bay, 2008 World Series. These guys know what it's like to pitch in big games when more so the Kansas City Royals, obviously the Oakland A's, they've been there before over the last few years, but the Kansas City Royals, these guys know nothing for the most part about playing in a postseason stage, but James Shields does.
You know, it's kind of like this too, Jeff and Frank. You know, it's kind of like the Royals remind me a little bit of the Orioles in a way. I got to compare them to that. When Baltimore made the playoffs and made it as a wild card in 2012, the guys were young. These players were so young, had no playoff experience. They had gone through a lot of losing years. Royals are the same situation but different because they had a 29-year drought. Now that finally comes to an end, and you've got Ned Yost coming in there doing a phenomenal job of managing the Royals team and getting them there because he had been under a lot of pressure to get it done because Royals have had one manager after another, and they've always had one, all these teams that just were horrible in the 90s, horrible in the 2000s.
Okay,
and
let me ask you
finally
this. Let me ask you this. I mean, we can make this a question, and I don't know the answer entirely. This would require a lot of work. But why? Okay, I'll be honest. Let's make up a trivia question here. And that trivia question is, name all of the Pirate managers from Jim Leyland to Clint Hurdle.
Let's see. They had Jim Leyland. They had Clint. Well,
I'm talking about in between those two.
They had Lloyd McClendon has one.
Okay, Lloyd McClendon. I remember him in the early part of the 2000s, yes.
Lloyd McClendon. They had a bunch of them. I'd have to.
That's my point. But
Josh would have to research it.
Wouldn't that
you
be
don't
a
have
great
to research it.
question?
Wes is in the room, and I can guarantee you he's going to be posting it any minute.
Okay, I'm looking at it now, or at least I'm trying to.
And another reason, too, Frank, why you asked me why I'm picking the Royals tonight, because I'd like to see them kind of go a little bit far. Look, this is a team never having any playoff experience. This is a young team, and I think it's great for baseball that they finally did it. When they won Friday night, I watched the game on MLB Network. The Royals were playing the White Sox. There were a lot of Royal fans just celebrating, finally saying, we put an end to 29 years of misery. We're finally back in the playoffs.
Okay, by the way, I will say this. I'm not going to tell you all of them. I know the names, but there have been 5 managers in between Jim Leland's tenure and Clint Hurdle's tenure.
Okay, so
I could tell you the names if you want, but I don't know if we should make that a trivia question here.
No, what are the names?
Okay. You had Gene Lamont from 1997 to 2000, former manager of the White Sox, now with the Detroit Tigers, part of Brad Ausmus, was part of Leland's staff there when he was in Detroit. Mentioned Lloyd McClendon, at least Sean did. You had Pete Buchanan for only a half season. That was an inaugural. That was just an interim basis when Lloyd McClendon was fired.
Go ahead.
Jim Tracy, 2006 and 07. John Russell, 2008 and to 2010. Now you have Clint Hurdle. 5 in all.
Okay. Now, can you do it for the same as the Royals?
And that's got to be a huge
that's
list
longer.
before we come
oh
back
my
from
goodness,
commercial.
that's longer.
Well, we got to go to commercial, so I'm sure we can find a list.
Somebody that can come up with that deserves a beer in the house.
Well, I'll tell you, when Ned Yost took over the Royals back in 2010, okay, he was only supposed to be the interim head coach.
And you're going to tell you something that's also amazing here. The last guy to take the Royals to a postseason has since passed on, and that was Dick Hauser.
Dick Hauser, correct.
He was a big name when I used to live there. They used to Dick. What's his name? Dick Hauser. Is that right?
Dick Hauser, who died of a brain tumor just a couple years later, sadly.
Did a great job with some of those Royal teams in the 1970s and 1980s. But I can't wait. 45 minutes. You're going to see the playoff. You're going to see Kansas City just come alive. There's going to be there's a playoff atmosphere, and it was the same way last night during the Monday Night Football game.
George Brett managed that team for a little bit too.
And yep, George Brett still goes to the games. I see him on the box seat. He comes in the clubhouse too.
Yeah, well, he still has a lot to do with the Royals. I mean, he's still involved with them. He still works for them and everything. Yeah, he's.
Oh, how many times do you think TBS, Turner Sports, whatever you want to call it, will be capturing George Brett on camera?
Oh yeah, when I used to go to the games, I saw him there every day. He was there every game.
Well, it's kind of like the situation with the Rangers before we go to that commercial break. With the Rangers, they always put the cameras right on Nolan Ryan because he was one of the big parts of the franchise. What do you call him? The king of no-hitters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm sure that George Brett wishes he could take the field tonight. He's probably dying to take the field.
And it wouldn't before we go, it wouldn't surprise me if he throws out the ceremonial first pitch. I can see him doing that tonight.
I think he should. Great point. Yeah, he should. Sean. Because you know what? It's been 29 years. He was a catalyst on that 1985 World Series team. He's the face of the Kansas City Royals organization, a Hall of Famer. Yes, he's got to throw out the first pitch tonight, Sean. He's got to.
All right, we're gonna run to our commercial break. We'll be right back. You listen to Jeff Escar, Sean Mann, and Frank Sprinkle on
Sports World Radio.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Sean Man and the Big Wind, Frank Sprankle, joining us like he does each and every Tuesday and Thursday in the second hour of the show. Hey, Wes, I don't have to root for the Pirates for nothing. And I'm not going to. So don't even try and convert me, because it's never, ever going to happen. And you want to know something? I told my friend the same thing. Stop trying to convert me. It's not going to happen. He's been trying for years. If he couldn't do it, what makes you think you can?
Frank, 19 minutes after the hour, you were saying that you did some research on commercial break of all the Royal managers between 1985 to 2014.
Not going to mention all by name. However, there is a number. It's a pretty lengthy number.
15.
Jeff? Nope. I'm not going to tell you high or low. You're going to have to guess that on your own.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Let's see, 13.
Nope.
25.
Nope.
See, I don't know whether to go higher or lower. That's ridiculous.
That's what I said. Okay, fine. It's lower than 25.
Thank you, you freaking hump.
17.
Just call me a rat bastard.
You rat bastard.
17, Frank.
I said no.
Okay.
19.
Nope.
12.
We got a wiener.
A wiener? 12?
12 managers
Since
have
when?
worn the Kansas City Royals uniform in between Dick Hauser and Ned Yost.
12.
12.
And that's what Shocker said, too, in the chat room. 12.
That's because he's cheating. He's like Frank. He's cheating. He's looking it up.
I'm just guessing, even though I'm not looking it up.
Right. We don't, hey, we're not like all the other sports shows. We don't have a crack staff helping us get all this crap. We got to guess.
Wes, did you look that up for the Royals 212? Give me a break.
We don't have a crack staff like all the other famous shows. No, we do the stuff ourselves. Huh?
I remember one Royals manager, too, Frank, that you got on that list between 85 to now. Tony Pena. Tony Pena.
Yes, Tony Pena.
The Royals went 85 and 77, kind of had a winning year finally in 03. Had that big start, and then they didn't make the postseason.
How long did George Brett manage it for? Half a season, right? Boy, don't answer at once.
George Brett. I don't recall George Brett managing that team.
Didn't he manage it for a little bit?
No, I don't know. And I'm looking at the list here, and I don't see George Brett. I don't recall
he's
George
not on
Brett
there,
even
huh?
managing that team.
Wow. I thought he managed.
George Brett never. No, George Brett never. Now, here's another thing, too.
Oh, he was. I'm
you
sorry.
mentioned George Brett.
He was the hitting coach.
I honestly don't think he ever had any managerial ambition.
Oh, he was the hitting coach. That's right. He was the hitting coach. I'm sorry. He was the hitting coach.
And you know what? If you take a look at this Royals team, really in the few years after 1985, they finished under 500 in 1986, but they did have a winning season for 3 years following, 1987, 88, and 89. So in the second half of the 1980s, they were a winning ball club. And that did carry over into 1991 and 1993. But if you take a look at the Royals, really after 1993 until 2003, and you mentioned about Tony Pena, Sean, who was the manager at the time, 2003, they were a losing ball club. Throughout really from the mid and late 90s and the early part of 2000s, baseball in Kansas City, you know, people would always be talking about Chiefs training camp or Chiefs draft picks in the spring or any Chiefs free agent signings or trades. The Royals, my goodness.
Now, the winner of this series, as you point out, between Kansas City and Oakland will match up against the tough challenge, and that'll be the Los Angeles of Anaheim. Whoever wins tonight's game knows it will not be easy against the Angels. It's very tough going up against Mike Scioscia's team. Now,
pitching
tomorrow,
and big bats.
Yeah, pitching and big bats for the Angels. Now, tomorrow on ESPN at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, is the play-in game for the National League, and that will be the San Francisco Giants heading, Frank, to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates, and that should be full of playoff intensity, too. Remember, last year's play-in game, the Pirates were able to beat the Reds, and then ending the 21-year drought for playoff baseball in Pittsburgh.
Hey, Wes, are you going to the game tomorrow? And if not, why not? Support your team. Go, you freaking rat bastard.
How much are they charging for tickets? I can imagine it's sold out.
It will be sold out. They'll be going nuts, and this is a big thing again for the Pirates.
My buddy Rusty is going to the game. I'm going to see if I can get him to call in and give us a little feel of what it feels like to be at the Pirates playoff game, watching them lose.
Now, Frank, a serious question for you is, who is your pick tomorrow in the NL play-in game between the Giants and the Pirates?
I think this is going to be a close one. And I'm going to be honest, this is a game that can go either way. Sorry, Wes, but I'm going to take the San Francisco Giants in this one. I'm impressed with Madison Bumgarner. I know he's taking the hill against Volquez tomorrow, but I got to take Madison Bumgarner. I think he's going to pitch a great game. Although, if the Pirates do win this game, it's not going to surprise me. They do have some impressive bats in their lineup. I'm more confident that the Royals are going to win tonight's game. A lot more confident that they're going to win tonight's game than I'm going to say the Giants win tomorrow. But I'm going to take the Giants.
Jeff?
Do you really need to ask?
No, I'm just kidding, buddy. I know you're going to take the Giants in this one. Like you said, Frank, this could go either way for this matchup. You got Bruce Bochy, who's got great managerial experience, and Jeff, you remember him. He used to manage the Padres, and look at the job he's done with the Giants in this one, going up against Clint Hurdle. And you got to give Hurdle props because look what he did with Colorado. He took the Rockies in 07 to the World Series, which is amazing. 21 out of 22 that year in 07. Then look what he does. He comes to Pittsburgh and turns the Pirates around. Wes, buddy, I'm going to go with your Pittsburgh Pirates in this one. I think they have just a little bit of a slight edge against them, but I don't think the chances of them getting past the Nationals will be good because that will be a tough team to take on.
Yeah, I don't think whoever wins this game is good. As a matter of fact, I honestly think that whoever wins tomorrow night's game is going to either get swept or will lose in 5 to the Nationals.
I don't know. That Giant Nationals is going to be fun to watch.
If it is Giants Nationals, I'm not look. I'll say this: the Pirates are at home. Wes is pointing out it is going to be a blackout. Yes, the crowd is going to be somewhat of a factor, even though I don't think in baseball typically it is a big factor here. However, the Giants, this is a team that's won 2 World Series titles. They do have more playoff experience. They know what the pressure is like. And the Pirates do too from last year. But I have to, and that's why Giants.
Wes is right. It is going to be a blowout, but it's going to be the other way. Giants win 5-0.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Whoever wins this game tomorrow.
5-0. You like that, Wes? Giants win 5-0. 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. I'm calling
Quite
it
honestly,
now.
you know what I'm rooting for? I'm rooting for a Nationals-Dodgers National League Championship Series.
No, I want to see the Cardinals and Royals in the World Series.
Oh, so you want to see once again a Show Me State World Series? You know, we could have a Show Me State World Series. We could have a possible Beltway, possible Freeway, or possible 25 years. Hopefully, the Earth doesn't shake this time. Bay Bridge World Series.
Now here's what we also have. There's more playoff action coming up on Thursday. I would like to get your guys' pick, Jeff and Frank, on this matchup. It will be the Detroit Tigers, the Baltimore Orioles. Max Scherzer is scheduled to throw the ball in Game 1. Who's your guys' pick between the Tigers and the Orioles? This should be a great matchup. Frank?
Didn't I say that when David Price was acquired in that 3-team deal from the Tampa Bay Rays, that boosts the Tigers' pitching staff? I honestly think the Tigers have a lot of potential to win the series. And guess what? With that pitching staff, I'm taking the Tigers.
Tigers in how many games, Frank?
6. I think it's going to be 6.
5.
I don't think it's going to be a clean sweep. I think it's going to be a 6-game.
This is the best of 5, buddy.
Oh, we're talking about right. The divisional series, right?
Yeah.
I think this could go 5. I think this could go the distance, and I think whoever starts Game 5, and I think it would be Max Scherzer. I don't think Justin Verlander's quite that number 1 guy. At least he hasn't proved that this year. I think the pitching's going to prevail.
Jeff, your thoughts on the Tigers and Orioles and who wins the series and how many games?
I go with the Baltimore Orioles in 5 games. Short, sweet, and simple.
You're kind of tired of the Detroit Tigers, huh?
Yeah, Baltimore Orioles in 5 games. I want to see Baltimore Orioles play the Kansas City Royals.
And me, I'm going to say, just like you, Jeff, I agree. It'll be the Orioles in 5 games.
I think the pitching is going to prevail. And also, don't forget, you have great bats on both sides, but there is one determining factor here. And I know Brad Ausmus is in his first year managing this team. Look, I know he's a first-year manager, but he's got a veteran ball club. And you also have the leadership of Miguel Cabrera, who is, you could maybe make an argument, the best player the game has today.
Now, the other matchup we have, it's the National League Divisional Series until we get all the brackets filled out for the MLB playoffs. But here we go. This always seems to be a tradition. It'll be the Cardinals and the Dodgers. Another matchup just like last year and the year before. It always seems that we've seen too much of this lately. Frank, your thoughts on the Cardinals and the Dodgers?
I'm not saying this because I'm a Cub fan and want to see the Cardinals lose this series. Trust me. I know reality here, and reality tells me that the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to prevail in 4.
The Dodgers in 4 games. So you're saying
I'm taking the Dodgers in 4.
So you're saying that this is it, that they're going to finally dethrone the Cardinals and say, we are sick of losing to you. This time we're going to get you.
Dodgers in 4, baby.
Jeff, thoughts on the Cardinals and Dodgers? How many games and who do you pick in the series?
Cardinals in 5.
Really? Cardinals in 5 games?
Cardinals in 5, bitches. That's right. I'm tired of watching the Dodgers. I'm tired of listening to Dodgers. Cardinals in 5.
Oh, the Dodgers, before we go to update, Dodgers in 5 games. We'll have to see how well Clayton Kershaw pitches for them. He's going to be tough to beat.
He's going to be calm, cool, and collective.
Well, let me ask you a question.
You can ask me any question you want.
He pitches the first game in a 5-game series, right?
That's a no-brainer. Right. All right, so you're talking. Wait, are you going with the possibility of short rest here?
Well, let me ask you a question. If they go to the 5th game, does he pitch it in it?
Yes, he does. Absolutely, no question about it.
You haven't. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Now here's the other question. You had him pitch in the 5th game. Now, if you win that series, now you only have him once for the next series.
I would move him back to possibly game 3.
But you only have him once.
Then hold on. If let's say the National League Championship Series were to go deep, if the Dodgers win this series,
if Kershaw pitches twice in that 5-game series,
he can pitch twice in the National League Championship Series. So be it. If he has to.
What, game 3 and game 7?
Yes, he can pitch game 7 if need be.
On 3 days rest?
I believe so. Yes, you would. I would start Kershaw on 3 days rest.
And if they win that,
there's magic. There's magic with this guy this year, Jeff.
I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough thing to do.
Okay, then maybe we're gonna find out how great Clayton Kershaw is. Look, I think he's gonna win the MVP in addition to the Cy. Look, forget the Cy Young. That's a no-brainer right there. But maybe what you're trying to ask in terms of a question here is how good, how clutch can Clayton Kershaw be? Because this is the playoffs.
What I want to know is can he pitch 2 games in a 5-game series and pitch 2 games in a 7-game series back to back? That's what I want to know.
That's what I would love. I would love to find out. And I think that if the opportunity comes, he is going to give it that effort. But the question is, will he be successful in that effort?
Because you know damn well those 2 games that he pitches in the 7-game series will not be on full rest.
But this is the playoffs.
Well, who knows? Has he ever pitched on a not full rest before during the season? No. He hasn't. And he had arm trouble. And he had arm troubles at the beginning of the year. Correct?
On that note, we got to run to our final update of the day. We got more sports talk with Jeff, Frank, and I.
This update is brought to you by KeuregCoffeeMachines.com. You need tea, you need coffee, you're looking for a new coffee machine? Head on over to KeuregCoffeeMachines.com. Brewing perfection, 1 cup at a time. That's KeuregCoffeeMachines.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the last update of the day.
All right, Jeff, welcome everybody to the last update for Sports World Radio. Here's what we got. NHL action, preseason. The Bruins lead the Islanders 1-0, 5:41 to go in the first period. The Rangers and the Flyers are evened up at 1 with 5:21 left to go in the first period. Hurricanes at Blues, Senators at Jets, Lightning at Stars, Avalanche at Flames, and the Kings taking on the Sharks. In Major League Baseball, it's coming, folks. 27 minutes away from the start of Athletics and the Royals, the one-game play-in game. Whoever wins this game will match up with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Tomorrow night on ESPN, National League play-in game, it will be the Giants at the Pirates. I almost said Padres, Pirates. That game starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 5 p.m. Pacific. In the NFL, Week 5 is all done. Monday Night Football is all over with for this week. Actually, for week number 4, the Patriots and the Chiefs. This game goes to the Chiefs 41-14. That is the final update for Sports World Radio. We'll be right back. This update was brought to you by Keurig.coffeemachines.com.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and the big win, Frank Sprankle, joining us like he does each and every Tuesday and Thursday in the second hour of our show. All right, Sean, where do you want to go next, my friend?
All right, we were talking on commercial break about what we were going to talk about. 36 minutes past the hour. The big news from Oakland, Frank. Dennis Allen fired as the Oakland Raiders head coach, and you now got Tony Sparano taking over as interim head coach.
Do you know what surprises me, Sean, and Jeff about the firing? It didn't happen Monday morning. Here I am waking up Monday morning, and Dennis Allen is still the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. I had a chance to see bits and pieces, a considerable portion of the game across the pond against the Dolphins. The Oakland Raiders, they played like a high school bunch. And this was a team that played very competitively against the New England Patriots. Now, all right, Sean, we know about your Patriots.
They played competitively against the Patriots. They had a chance to win the opener against the Jets, and they've looked flat in those.
The Texans? Yeah, what about the Texans?
Yeah, they were flattened by the Texans and flattened by the Dolphins. And Jeff, if you were in Oaklandville, I'm pretty sure if you were up there in Oakland, you would be like, boy, Raider fans are going crazy and angry and nuts.
All right.
I don't think they are. I think they're happy, to tell you the truth.
Raider fans have already conceded the season. They realize it's going to be 5 more years potentially. Look, here's the thing. Peyton Manning's in that division. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been known for their ways of winning last year, and they beat the Patriots.
Absolutely, Josh.
And
Josh
you got
says the Raiders are a mess. Absolutely, they are.
And you have the San Diego Chargers in that division as well.
That's true, and they made the playoffs last year. You had How many teams did you have last year make the playoffs from that division?
3.
2. But here's the thing. Many people probably thought it would be 1 with the Broncos and getting Peyton Manning. Look, until Peyton Manning retires, the Raiders really don't have any hope.
It was 3 last year, wasn't it?
Division.
Didn't Kansas City, Denver, and San Diego make the playoffs last year?
Yes, they did.
They did.
That's 3, not 2.
Right, because they lost the wild card game in Indianapolis.
Yeah, the Chiefs lost that. The Chargers went to Cincinnati and beat Ann Dalton, and they lost, of course, to Denver in the AFC divisional playoff game.
That's 3. Go ahead, Frank.
Now, let me tell you guys this as far as Dennis Allen. It appears that maybe Mark Davis is in search of that big-name head coach. Okay, an established winner. Maybe somebody that's won a Super Bowl or 2. Who knows? Let me ask you this. If you were a guy that had accomplished a lot as an NFL head coach.
No.
We're not employed by a team right now as a head coach.
No.
But the Raiders came to you and wanted your services.
No.
Okay, well, hold on. You know what I would say?
No.
I would consider it on the account that I have some control in the front office.
No, I don't want to deal with the Raiders, and I don't want to deal with the Cowboys.
Okay, so wait, but the Cowboys, you're never going to have control of that front office.
Al Davis is looking down, and he's frustrated with the Raiders.
You know what? Al Davis is part of the reason that the Raiders were held back, because in his later years, he really lost
You hit that
touch.
right on the head.
Just me, or did he lose touch of the business of running an NFL team?
Exactly.
I mean, actually, he takes pride more in the AFL than he does the NFL. But don't you get the sense, too, that Al Davis lost completely? This guy was pretty much going senile in his later years. He had no idea what he was doing. He wasn't the same guy that he was in the 70s
Correct.
and 80s. You know,
Because
the us against the world, the FU mentality.
Here's the thing, Frank.
It was
all about Al Davis. Al Davis said, if you don't get these, like Jerry Jones, Al Davis is, you don't get the job done, you don't win football games for me, you're canned, and I start looking for another coach. That's
and you
how
know
he
what?
put
But they
just
won
like
Super
Jerry
Bowls.
Jones.
They won 3.
Okay, but now, okay,
but that's my point.
Yeah, okay, but we're talking about now.
Was at least functioning right.
Yeah, but we're talking about now, and they said that they have a big-name quarterback, and we were talking about a commercial, and I threw 2 names at you, and one of the names I threw at you was Shanahan.
Mike Shanahan is a very big possibility for them. Now, we all know, and Jeff, you remember this fully well, about his relationship with Al Davis and how, what was it? Wasn't it after like one season Shanahan got fired from the Oakland Raiders?
It was very turmoil. Yeah, it was very turmoil relationship. But they said they got a big name. The 2 names I said to you was John Gruden, and you said no. And I said, you're right, because he loves what he's doing. He's not going anywhere. And then the other name I said to you was Shanahan, because it's got to be a coach that's not coaching right now. And he's not.
What a fall from grace the Raiders have been. We mentioned the Super Bowl, winning Super Bowls, and they did that in the 1970s and 80s, 2 in Oakland, 1 in Los Angeles.
Right.
But weren't the Raiders organization the most feared at the time?
At the time, but it ain't now, is it?
But talk about a fall from grace. They were the most feared. You hated going in to what was then known as the Oakland Coliseum. I forget what it is now. It's gone under so many name changes.
Then he had to deal with the black hole of Oakland.
Look at Josh. He says Warren Sapp. That's a joke and a half.
Warren Sapp, head coach of the Raiders?
Yes.
No way.
That's a joke and a half right there.
And look what happened with.
He has nothing to work with.
Well, look what happened with the Raiders, Jeff and Frank, in terms of all their coaches. You had Shanahan. There was Art Shell. I remember him. And then I remember John Gruden when he came there in the late 90s and started slowly turning them around before the early 2000s. And then they were very tough. But just ever since that Super Bowl, when they lost that in February of 2003, things have gone just downhill for the Oakland Raiders. Nothing's been the same for them. They've had to rebuild every year. It's been one coach or even one quarterback. They haven't had a big quarterback since Rich Gannon.
They tried.
That was ages ago.
They tried.
That's when they went to the Super Bowl. It's hard to believe. Since winning the Super Bowl after the 1983 season, of course they were in Los Angeles at the time, the Raiders have actually been to a Super Bowl. That's what I find hard to believe, because pretty much they have been a disappointment in terms of the results.
And here's the thing. If they get John Gruden, and I don't think that's going to happen like Jeff said, like you said,
Doubtful.
Jeff. Very doubtful. I would be shocked, just shocked, if I hear the name John Gruden has been hired as Oakland Raiders head coach, because I would be surprised. But that's a long shot there.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It ain't going to happen this year. Ain't no freaking way
Okay,
it's
but
going to
who do you
happen
look
this
at?
year.
Okay, I'm trying to think of guys that have been Bill Cowher? Does Bill Cowher look at coming
He's
back
not
to
leaving.
coaching? There's been speculation over the years.
No.
yeah.
If anything, he's staying on the East Coast, Bill Cowher.
Oh, let me ask you this. Listen, here's the thing. I would not want to coach the Oakland Raiders differently from the Dallas Cowboys. The thing about the Cowboys is you have Jerry Jones breathing down your neck, and that's a bad environment. The thing with the Oakland Raiders, and I can't fault Dennis Allen here, because Dennis Allen, what did the guy have to work with?
Nothing.
I think he did look, I don't know what's going on exactly with the 49ers and Jim Harbaugh, but I do believe that Dennis Allen did not completely lose control of that team. It's just the product is terrible.
It was breaking news last night, Frank, and Josh had some things before we go to the final commercial break. He says, talking about the Raiders are a joke and a half, and he goes, hence me saying they need to go extinct. And how about this, Frank? Josh said Norv Turner. Would Norv Turner be a fit for the Oakland Raiders?
Don't be shocked if the Oakland Raiders move back to L.A. and become the L.A. team for the NFL.
Oh, do you want to know why? Because of a stadium.
Yes.
They play, listen.
And then Oakland fans will be PO'd about it. They remember that when they moved from Oakland to L.A., and they were disgusted about that.
Well, then, you know what? If you're a Raider, if you love the Black Hole so much, if you love the Raiders and you grew up in Oakland and remember them in the 70s and the pain in the 60s, 70s, the pain of the 80s having to move after one Super Bowl 15, coming back in the 90s and all that. Look, if you are painful about it, then make a push for the city of Oakland to build a stadium, for goodness sakes.
They're not going to. They're not going to.
Well, that's why.
But we have to go to the final commercial break.
Yeah, let's run to our final commercial break. We'll be right back after this break. You're listening to Jeff Escott Showman and Frank Sprankle on
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us. And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio, the final segment of this beautiful 2-hour sports journey that Sean and I have been taking you on, and Frank has joined us in the last hour of this 2-hour sports journey each and every Monday through Friday on SportsWorldRadio.com. Okay, now listen, I have this article here in front of me, and it actually says, and we were talking about teams and stuff like that, the most popular team in each state based on jersey sales at Dick's Sporting Goods. In the United States football, each state is popular with each team, and it depends on, it's weird. like California. We were talking about the Raiders, right?
Yeah, right.
Frank,
Let's
you
go.
mentioned
Raiders. You got the Raiders, the 49ers, the Chargers. Those are your three teams that are within the state of California.
Which team do you think has the state of California?
Okay, all right, hold on. Sean, you go first.
49ers.
You're right. They have
I was going to say Raiders.
Nope, the 49ers have the whole state of California.
That doesn't surprise me because the 49ers, they've been to a Super Bowl. They've been a winning organization.
You know where the Raiders are?
Third.
They're in Montana.
Wait. So if Montana, all right, in terms of what Dick's Sporting Goods is selling as far as NFL jerseys by state, within the state of Montana, the Oakland Raiders are the most popular selling jersey?
Correct.
How?
Wow.
Wait. I figured maybe it'd be the Seattle Seahawks.
Nope. Seattle Seahawks just have the state of Washington. And
Oregon?
that's it.
Surprised not Oregon.
Nope.
Who has Oregon? I want to hear Oregon.
Packers.
Wow. Packers?
Mm-hmm.
The Green Bay Packers are leading jersey sales according to Dick's Sporting Goods in Oregon. Wow! I know the Packers have a strong.
No, I'm
fan
sorry.
base,
Yeah,
but
Oregon.
I didn't realize
yeah.
it was that strong of a fan base.
The Colts have Nevada.
Wait, what state?
Nevada.
Dude, I'm finding this hard to believe. I can understand Indiana. I figured if you were to look into that, I would say perhaps one of the California
They have
teams.
Indiana.
The Chargers, I would say Chargers or Cardinals.
They have Indiana and Nevada, the Colts. Indiana and Nevada. Those are the two states they have.
Okay, what are more shockers? Let's hear shocker states states that Dick's Sporting Goods have sold NFL jerseys to, leading a state that we would never expect.
Here's a great one for you.
Packers. Go
Here's
ahead,
a great one for you. Who's got the state of New York?
Giants.
Frank?
No, all right. I'm not. All right, hold on. This is a tough one. I'm going to say the Buffalo Bills. I can't imagine it's one of the two New York teams because you're saying here's a good one.
You're right, Frank. But Buffalo Bills have the state of New York.
I was off.
The Giants have New Jersey.
Well, technically, the Giants and the Jets play in New Jersey.
Giants have New Jersey. The Jets are nowhere to be found.
Well, maybe they should win a couple of Super Bowls.
The Eagles have Philadelphia, of course.
Wait, you're talking about Pennsylvania, right?
Pennsylvania, and the Ravens have Maryland.
No surprise there.
The Redskins,
Virginia,
Virginia and Washington, of course.
Right, the District of Columbia. No surprise.
Correct. The Cleveland Browns, of course, have Cleveland.
You can
Ohio.
thank Johnny Manziel for that. Because of you're talking about, you mean Ohio, right?
Right, Ohio.
Okay.
What's underneath Ohio? What's the state
of Ohio? And Johnny Manziel has done that.
What's the state underneath Ohio? Is that Kentucky?
Kentucky. I would say Bengals. That would be a guess.
Correct. The Bengals.
All right, because you know what? You do have a prominently strong fan base with the Bengals in Kentucky. I mean, Cincinnati's on the outskirts of Kentucky.
Correct.
I've been there. I know that area very well, Jeff.
The Saints have New Orleans.
Louisiana.
Louisiana, what is next to them? To the right of them?
Well, that would be Mississippi.
Mississippi, and what's next to Mississippi? Alabama, right?
Okay, can I take a guess on the Mississippi one?
Oh, it's all Saints.
Okay, all Saints, because I figured maybe Mississippi would be Broncos because of the Peyton Manning.
What's above?
Because of Peyton Manning and the fact that he's from Mississippi.
What's above Louisiana? Not Oklahoma, but next to Oklahoma, above Louisiana and Texas.
Right, that would be Arkansas.
Arkansas is Steelers country.
Wow. Steelers country in Arkansas.
I would have taken a guess and say Cowboys.
Steelers country. Cowboys just have the state of Texas.
Okay, they just have no surprise there, but I would have said Cowboys, Oklahoma Cowboys, right?
And what's above Oklahoma Cowboys? Oklahoma, right?
Wait, Oklahoma has Cowboys,
No,
right?
Oklahoma has the Browns.
Oklahoma has the Browns.
Browns.
Well, we got a lot of Texas. What? Do we
this.
got a lot of Johnny Manziel? Johnny Manziel played at Texas A&M. They do have somewhat of a following in Oklahoma.
Yeah, they have some kind of a connection there because Johnny Manziel.
The Browns.
played.
You know what St. Louis Rams have?
Wait, all right, is this the state of Missouri though?
Oh, that's a good guess, but you'd be guessing wrong. That goes to the Chiefs.
Okay, the state, because I want to know by state, not by city.
You know what state the Rams have? Alaska.
Alaska. I figured maybe the Packers would adopt Alaska.
No, Alaska is the Rams. Hawaii are the Panthers. How crazy
Hawaii
is
has
that?
the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah. Alaska has the Rams.
Okay, what about Illinois? All right, Illinois.
Chicago
Bears. Obviously Bears.
Yeah.
Wisconsin,
Packers.
Green Bay Packers.
Packers.
Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings. You know the
Vikings are
four
Minnesota.
corners up there?
Oh, wait. What?
Those 4 states up there next to Packer country.
Okay, what about the Dakotas, South and North?
Where is that?
I'm talking about the Dakotas. Let's look at South Dakota, North Dakota.
Okay, where is that on the map, please?
Oh, where's that on the map? Well, North Dakota is to the left of Minnesota.
Okay, that's
right.
all Viking land. That's all 4 of those states up there are Viking land.
That's right.
All right, what about Florida? This should be interesting.
Buccaneers.
Oh, Florida.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
How about Hawaii?
Hawaii's the Panthers. Carolina Panthers. Atlanta has the Falcons. Titans. Tennessee has the Titans. The Chiefs have Missouri and what's the next state next to Missouri?
Wait, what direction?
To the right, towards east.
Missouri, that would be Kansas.
Kansas.
All right, who dominates Kansas?
Yeah, they
They
have Kansas. The Chiefs have Kansas and Missouri.
Okay, no surprise.
Okay. The Broncos have 4 states. Denver, of course. Colorado, of course. And
Wyoming.
Yeah. What else is over there in the middle over there?
Let's see, Utah.
Utah, yes.
Who dominates Utah?
How about New Mexico?
And New Mexico. Those are the 4 that the Broncos have. Those 4 states.
New Mexico's probably Texas or maybe Chargerville.
And obviously Colorado's dominated by Denver Broncos.
No, New Mexico's Broncoville. So that's pretty weird how it's all. And the Jets are nowhere to be found on this map.
Okay, no, so
they haven't been popular. They haven't been popular at Jets since Joe Namath. So what do you expect?
No, who, Frank?
No room for the Jets.
No room for the Jets.
All right, but let me ask you this too: the Jets. I was talking with somebody about this. The Jets have not had players with good leadership. They have had players ever since Joe Namath with pretty poor leadership.
Well, yeah. Well, here, real quickly before we go, this topic is the NFL is kind of investigating this after the Jet game against who did they play? The Lions.
The Lions,
yeah.
and the Lions lost to them.
Geno Smith walked off the field and said an expletive to a Jet fan, and that just proves how frustrating the season's being. The more losses that are happening with the Jets, Frank, your prediction's going to come true because Rex Ryan knows fully well if he doesn't get it done with all prediction, he's gone.
So there's an investigation because Geno was this a threat?
He said "F you" to a Jet fan after the game.
Big stinking deal. You know what? This Jet fan, I don't know who this Jet fan was. I don't know if he probably was instigating it. You know what? Have thick skin, you worthless. You know, and let's make him the rat bastard of the week.
Another topic I got here, Jeff and Frank, real quickly before we sign off and get ready for the baseball game. Back to Jerry Jones again. He says that the 2002 loss to the Texans brought him to tears. Jerry Jones has been brought to tears 3 times since buying the Dallas Cowboys in 1989. After losing the game 19-10, Jerry Jones says it brings me to tears since we lost that game to Houston.
You better get used to those tears,
buddy. You know what will bring me to
buddy,
tears? When the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
You know what? You better get ready for some more tears there, Jerry Jones, because it's going to happen this year when you don't make the playoffs.
He goes, quote, "We'd go down there, and they were the Oilers, and we knew we had a big base. We were big supporters, huge supporters of Houston getting that franchise back, but that loss killed us. That will always be there for me.
Guys, I just realized that you don't get this every 4 years. Hold on. You don't get this every 4 years. You only get this every 4 years. The Cowboys host the Texans on Sunday. There is state bragging rights. There's state bragging rights.
Good. I hope
here.
Houston spanks them good.
Who will be Texas teams now?
Houston.
They will be after Sunday,
Let's
perhaps.
hope so.
Well, Jerry Jones is all happy, though, Frank. He says, look, we're 3-1. What do you all say about that? We're playing good football.
Oh,
We got a
shut
good
up.
opportunity.
How about that? How about just keep your mouth shut and let the team play for themselves? How about that? How about that?
All that talk.
Yeah, just shut up, Jerry. Unbelievable. All right.
You know what? He should be focusing on booking his next events after the Cowboys are eliminated at some point in this regular season.
Well, when the football season's on, he doesn't worry about nothing but the Cowboys. You know that.
What about a stadium?
Well, he'll worry about that after the season is over.
No, he's making money on a stadium. He can book
I know
events.
he is. Yeah, he's putting people's seats behind the pole. He's making tons of freaking money. Sure is. All right, we're getting the flock out of here. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the baseball game tonight that's coming up on TBS. Remember, everybody, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
Peace out, everybody. For Sean Mann, I'm Jeff Escal. There's Frank Sprankle. Remember, we will see you tomorrow. Peace out. Enjoy the game.
Later and goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, boy, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, kid. So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's